Hello, friends. My name is Corinne Labita, and I am a professional tarot reader. And I have pulled cards for the collective. I'm going to be doing this every day for 5 days a week around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And basically, what I'm doing is just taking a temperature check for what the collective is needing to hear. So, like, you're going to hear every single tarot reader say, if you're coming across this video, then this message is for you, regardless of when you come across it. Right now, it is May 1st, but really that doesn't matter. Like, it matters and it doesn't. Like, regardless, if you're seeing this, you need to hear what I have to say. So I've already pulled cards, and I'm just going to go through them with you one by one. So I'm using the Moonchild deck. It's one of my favorite decks. Whenever I do professional events, I always use this because I find it's really dynamic and it's just very beautiful. It's a stunning deck. So we're going to start with a card that is specific to this deck, and that is the Moonchild card. The Moonchild card for me represents the way that oh my goodness, like it just kind of escaped me for a second. It represents the hidden spiritual self that we all have, the deep connection that we have with our larger embodied being. Right now, we're going through a collective shedding, and it's hard and it sucks. April was rough. And so all of that friction has allowed us to shed significant amounts so that we can reconnect with our inner spiritual selves that are more of our true selves. So I love that it started with this. So keeping that in mind, this is what we're really starting to activate in our systems starting now. So that leads us to the Magician card. And I freaking love the Magician card because this is so it's masculine, so it's active. I have all of the suits, which means that you have everything that you need right now, right here in this moment, to take major steps forward to creating the kind of life that you want to have. Remember, we are all supposed to have fuck yeah lives. The kind of mediocrity, the grind culture, this need to be hyper pragmatic to the point that we stuff down the things that light our fires, that shit's not flying anymore. We have this infinite potentiality in every single one of us to create amazing realities for ourselves. Our creative potential is literally infinite, and we're starting to really understand and connect with that infinite potentiality that we're starting to uncover with this Moonchild. So I love that we have the Magician. Next, and this is just so beautiful, I'm into it, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is about fully realized, beautiful relationships. We as a culture, as a people, and as individuals are really starting to question the codependent nature of all of our relationships, whether that's a romantic, familial, or relationships with our jobs, relationships with government, like anything that is within a type of hierarchy, it's a type of codependence. And we're all starting to come out of that. We're starting to understand that that is not the kind of relationships that we want. We don't want codependence, we want interdependence. Interdependence is how we, interdependence is the lifting up of the individual, which helps benefit the collective. that act of understanding that every single individual has something to bring to the table, and that's what lifts up all of the collective, that's interdependence. You acknowledge autonomy and sovereignty and honor that while also understanding that we are simultaneously a collective. And so within this beautiful 10 of Cups, our relationships are healing on a deeply energetic energetic level, and then to the actual outer expression of that within our realities. Stunning. I am really excited by this reading. Okay, so then I created a special reading I just developed over doing it over the years. And so I always draw a card from the bottom of the deck, and I call that the what is hidden card. For me, the what is hidden card is kind of like the undercurrent energy that is moving things forward. It's normally the stuff that's running in the background, and we're not normally consciously aware of it, or only like somewhat aware of it, and yet it's doing big work for us on the back end. And so for our what is hidden card, we have the Hermit, which is fantastic, and it totally makes sense for everything else. When you have the Hermit card, it's about going deep, self-exploration, pulling away from the outer world in order to explore our inner worlds. And that's really happening on a large scale, sometimes unconsciously, but often, as I'm personally seeing, there's a larger awakening, a larger questioning of what is happening right now. What's going on? Why did I ever sign up for this? Why was I conditioned to believe in scarcity and limitation? Like, I want more for myself. But then you have to ask, what is it that I actually want? What does a fuck yeah life look like for me? And so the Hermit card, the undercurrent energy, is that deep self-exploration that has been really like more and more people have been engaging in that, and that's good. It's really helping people find that more beautiful sense of like, oh, I have so much more power than I ever thought. I was told that I was beholden to all of these systems, and I'm not. I could just stop. I could just stop playing the game and do whatever I want. So I love that. Okay, so the overall message, Page of Cups. And I love this particular version of Page of Cups because you literally have someone going to this open door to an entirely new reality. There are, as with all tarot cards, there's so many different readings, so many different interpretations. And so when I look at this card in particular, we as a people, culture, society, humanity, individuals are really starting to understand that the old structures are unacceptable, and we want this new reality. And those doors are opening up to us en masse. Our potential, the things that light us up, the way that we are elevating as a people, these doorways to a newer, better reality are happening, even though it doesn't feel like it because of all of the shenanigans. You have to have chaos. Especially when structures crumble, you have chaos. This is the nature of it. And it takes that deep exploration of self to understand what we actually want. What are we going to build instead of what's happening, or out of the rubble of the old structures. We're creating something new. We're walking through those doorways. We are completely releasing out of all of that limitation, and it's amazing. Finally, we have the Emperor as the once more with feeling card, is how I call it. This is kind of like, all right, how do we wrap this all with a bow? The Emperor is about action, structure, and creating the container for something new. Everything that we want for ourselves needs a structure and a foundation. And so understanding the basics, getting back to yourself as you need to, getting back to your foundational sense of being is going to really help create a space where all the good stuff can flood in. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow.